Iran's deputy foreign minister has told our correspondent in Tehran that his country won't start talks on its nuclear program unless the US guarantees not to bomb them again during the negotiations. It comes as the head of the UN's nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, warns that Iran retains the capacity to resume enriching uranium in a matter of months and could still produce a nuclear bomb. Our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, is being allowed to report in Iran on condition that none of her pieces are used on the BBC's Persian service, which broadcasts to the people of Iran. This law applies to all international media agencies operating there. Here's her report.
A city in the eyes of the world, Tehran, where the fragile truce holds. On the streets, reminders of the 12-day war, of the decades-long tension with the US and Israel.
Oh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. But one of Iran's top diplomats wants to make clear, when bombs fell this month, they were negotiating with America. He insists that can't happen again.
We are hearing from Washington telling us that they want to talk. By the way, no date has been set.
President Trump talked about this week.
I'm telling you that we have not agreed to any date. We have not agreed to the modality. Right now, we are seeking an answer to this question. Are we going to see a repetition of an act of aggression while we are engaging in dialogue?
Satellite imagery shows Iran's nuclear sites were badly damaged. But Iran still says it won't stop enriching uranium.
Why should we agree to such a proposal?
Because Iranians on this visit have told us that Iran has paid too high a price for enriching uranium, causing suspicions even among your European partners about why you were enriching to 60%. It wasn't necessary.
First of all, 60% is something which is being used for peaceful purposes.
But it did create this situation of suspicion.
The level of that can be discussed. The capacity can be discussed. But to say that you should not have enrichment, you should have zero enrichment, and if you do not agree, we will bomb you, that is the law of the jungle.
But they would say Iran has to do more to reassure the world that its nuclear program, its ballistic missile program, isn't threatening.
We were discussing with Americans. We were in the middle of talks. All of a sudden, we face a clear act of aggression. And those who are criticizing us, they should criticize the way that we have been treated. They should criticize the Americans. They should criticize the Israelis. And if they do not have the guts to criticize America, they should keep silent, not try to justify the aggression.
Iranians worry the dark of war will return. Their days lived with no guarantee life will get better or worse. Their lives held hostage to age-old enmities.
Well, Lise, Iran has stated its case to you, but what sort of pressure is it under?
Well, they've certainly seen what kind of military pressure can be brought to bear. They've seen the military might of the United States and Israel. They've seen how Israel can assassinate at will so many of its top military commanders, so many of its leading nuclear scientists. The Deputy Foreign Minister told us that they have received messages in private, they've heard them in public, that the United States want to stop military action, at least for now. They've also said that they have been assured by the Americans, at least for now, that regime change is not on the agenda. But they are under pressure at home, under pressure from hardliners who've long accused the moderates, the diplomats, of being naive, that they shouldn't have ever put their trust in negotiations with the United States, which they have never trusted and trust even less now. But they're also under pressure from their own people, and the question is whether or not they're listening. People who, it's long been said, the majority of whom want a better relationship with the United States and the world beyond. They want these tensions which have been entangling their lives generation after generation.